Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
Phil and Ryle, listen up. Cars, internet connection, it's all fixed. And we are ready for the last check-in. Ryan, I appreciate you coming on last night, and I told you I would be playing that video for years ahead, bothering you like always, right? Let's jump over to the last recap, or last check-in, rather. We thank everybody for joining us on this late Thursday night, if not Friday morning. And Ryan, unfortunately, this is a game that you and I have attended in years past. Unfortunately, it will not happen this year. Just an hour south from us. And that means the UConn Huskies face Georgetown for what, a second time, you told me. And they have to deal with the all talented guard, senior out of South River, New Jersey. You know who I'm talking about, Kelsey Ransom.
Yeah, well, of course, UConn coming off fresh, off the 54-point victory over Xavier. They now travel to the nation's capital to take on Georgetown. Paige Bueckers, of course, remains out for this game, but the Huskies played fairly well without her on Wednesday night. And the big contributors were Azzi Fudd and Ali Zabel, who had by far their best performances of the season. As for the Georgetown Hoyas, they come in with a record of 8-7, 1-3 in the Big East, and one of those losses already was to UConn almost a month ago already, and now these teams meet again for the second time this year. Their leading scorer, again, it's no surprise, it's still fifth year senior Kelsey Ransom, averaging 20 and a half points and 6 rebounds. Ariel Jenkins, Victoria Rivera are both averaging just under 13 points. After that, there's significant drop off on the roster. The Hoyas are 2-2 since they've faced UConn last, and Georgetown has always kind of been in the middle of the pack. Not the worst team in the conference, but not at the top either. The last 3 or 4 years, just unable to get to that next level. They do have 4 freshmen, but they also have 6 seniors who probably leave the team after this year. So it may be quite a long road ahead for the Hoyas.
All right, we had to remember the last time these two teams met. You told me December 15th. So, Ryan, it was a win that was propelled by Paige Bueckers. She scored 24. So, we'll have to see again how these UConn Huskies fare. They did just fine the other night, obviously, without her, but she's not going to be in this game, as we all know. Although, will she travel to Georgetown, to DC? I'm not too sure. We have to wait and see. But either way, keep an eye on that, Ryan. See if you see her on the side, sitting on the bench, cheering on her team, being that coach, like we like to say, right? Let's go over to comments and we'll say predictions, scores, like always for last. Comments from the last video. Just me said, excellent game summary, Rye. It's always a good feeling when your team wins by a blowout.
Yeah, it sure is. Blowouts like that, even for UConn, don't really come by too often when you win by that many points. But, I think for the most important thing for that game is to hopefully gives everybody a huge boost of confidence for the season. Everybody being able to come into that game, being able to contribute, and players like Ali Zabel, all it takes, I think, is one performance like that where she really gets rolling. So I'm definitely gonna watch her again on Saturday to see if she can have a, similar performance like that so she can really get rolling for us.
Stevie Kinsey said, I don't care how bad Xavier is, I'm still so happy for Allie. I've been wanting to see her on the court more.
Yeah, I think all of us have been wanting to see her a little bit more. Like I said, I'm finally glad she got her opportunity and definitely made the most of it. And like I said, it's only gonna do UConn a lot of good if she can keep on having performances like that. Yeah, I think when she gets hot from beyond the arc or just from the field in general, she can have those double-digit performances pretty consistently.
Giannis Press said, Morning, Ryan. So off topic. You and Phil live too far apart to drive over to each other for an episode. We're not going to get into that, Ryan, because with schedules, your schedule, my schedule, yeah, it's actually pretty impossible.
Yeah, well, back in the day when we very first started the podcast, we did record a couple of the very first ones together, but yeah, it's I don't think it would be possible now.
They don't even want to know. Let's go over to Jason D'Amico. Sometimes you just need a laugher to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think I think it's definitely going to do UConn a lot of good. Yeah, I think moving forward, I think everybody's going to just have their confidence levels really high, and I think Gino by now I think has a pretty good idea of what the lineup is going to look like. So hopefully, most of the coaching staff has that kind of stuff figured out by now as well.
One more. This is a good one. Paul 15 said, AZ, Ash, and Sarah were shooting the lights out. One of my last comments was about Zabel. Looks like she can help on offense and looks more confident. You can just see it improving. Her defense is a little better. Also, she fired up her team up. Hopefully, she keeps up. She will get more minutes moving forward. I like how she shoots with no hesitation, always the same motion. She doesn't guide the ball.
Yeah, I think that's really important for not only Allie, but I think everybody on this team. They shoot the ball with a lot of confidence. Yeah, I think it's the same thing for Kaylin Chin, who's obviously struggling a little bit so far this season. But the same thing goes for AZ as well. When she came back from her injury, couple iffy games at the start, kind of getting back into things, but. I think if everybody stays pretty confident from the floor, keeps on shooting, I think it's going to do the team a lot of good on offense.
All right, leave your predictions like always in the comments. We can't wait to see everybody come through on this last check in. Ryan, who does Ryan have? Score prediction and who wins it? Straight out of the entertainment and sports arena, Ryan, also known as the home of the Washington Mystics, your favorite team. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think this game's gonna go about the same as the last matchup did, despite Paige being out. I kind of expect UConn to dominate on defense, force a lot of turnovers. Final score, I'll say UConn 75, Georgetown 49.
All right, good score prediction. I'll go UConn wins this one over Georgetown. Final score 70 to 50. Let's go 70 to 50. Ryan, good luck to you on Saturday on that game recap, and I will see you next week. Good luck to the Huskies and shout out to us. Even though you're an hour away from us, UConn Nation, shout out so Ryan and I can hear you, even though we're not going. Phil and Rye on Listen Up.